Hello and welcome to the Lego Ideas comparison videos. We've got the Barracuda Bay versus the old fishing store. So as normal, it'll be done in rounds. We've got the box artwork, instruction manual, sets themselves, minifigure count, nice and simple. In the comments below, as we go through, you let me know who you think wins in what round, but there's lots of things to see because obviously they're both Lego Ideas sets, so the artwork on everything will not disappoint. So we are going to start with the Lego Ideas set number 30, which is the massive Pirates of the Barracuda Bay set. The box artwork for this is beautiful. It's very, very eye-catching on the shelf. So this is a 16 plus set. It's set number 21322. Now you can build this in two different ways. You can build it as a shipwreck or a ship itself. Now this is actually the side flap, so that's open. So if you were to see that on the shelf, that is what you would see from that side. And then if you saw it on the shelf on the back end, it's just that as well. So they have covered all bases, and also on the inside flap, they have more artwork as well. So on this side, you've got all the little bits and pieces with regards to all of the accessories and things you get on that side. You've got all of the minifigures and everything across the top, which we will have a good look at as we go through. And then again, on this side, you have got slightly different bits of pieces as well. And then you've got the QR code that they started to add in a good while ago. So as the minifigures are in front of us, we'll go through all of these now. This will be the better opportunity for us to have a look at them rather than me grabbing them all out as we go. So everything that you are about to see here, minifigure wise, they are all included within this set. Some of them do have dual faces as well. You can see you've got some little ones, you've got little children, and you've got the main captain as well. You've got Redbeard, and then you have got some really nice minifigures with regards to the tattoos and everything on the torso. Then you've got all the cannons, and you've got all the accessories and everything around it, and then that's a one-to-one of the actual wheel. So this one with regards to minifigures over the two set has a lot more minifigures included. And then if we spin the box all the way around and have a look at the back, we will then see all of the other artwork again. So if we come around and through, we have got the height. So the height of this one is 23 inches or 59 centimeters tall, and it's 64 or 25 centimeters long. So you've got plenty to go through if you want to do a shipwreck. So that is what that looks like as a shipwreck. But then if we come down, the individual pieces of the shipwreck will then be the bits that you can see now. So you've got the front, middle, and the back end, and then it will create a boat, and then you are left with a little bit just on the back end. So you can literally pull this, for example, that bit there is this bit here. You can see where it's all ready for you just to unravel the masts, clip it together, and job is a good one. Starting at the top right of the box, I've got all sorts of different scenes that you can do, mimic and copy with regards to doing this for your own display set. So that, for example, where they're having a drink in their room, and then you've got the bits on the deck itself. Then you've got these bits and pieces on the outside. We've got the rowing boats getting attacked by the shark, and then as we come all the way down, it looks like we've got a tavern as well, because that is one of the signposts just there where it says the inn. So if we move on to Lego Ideas set number 18, we are now on the old fishing store. And if I pan out, you can just see the size difference between the two boxes. Obviously the boat is a much larger set, but the artwork on this box again is beautiful with all the wooden pieces on the side, and the set itself is absolutely stunning. It comes with so much detail, and again it all opens up, which we will be having a good look at. But these are the main minifigures it comes with. So you've got the three panning down, and then to my bottom left, you've got the chappy there with the fishing rod. Then you have got the cat, and then you've got a couple of the seagulls as well. So you've got one over that side, one over there, and then you've got a couple of crabs and everything dotted around. So there's a lot to soak in and take in. I have actually seen some people light these up, and they do look very good. This one on the top, rather than the minifigures, it has all of the pieces. So that's something that they used to do in a lot of the sets. So you can actually just see what is in the internals of the box. There's nothing at the bottom. If it was on a shelf side on, that is what you would see on the one flap, and then that is what you would see on the other. So you could get a better look at the minifigures just from here, because you can see all of the other accessories as well. This will actually save me grabbing the minifigures. So you can see, you can dress them up in the scuba diving gear. You've got all of the different tokens where it says hooks. We'll have a good look at the inside of the shop as we go through. We've got that one that's got the map, and then you've got all of the other sort of accessories that they need with regards to like the paddles, the nets, and everything like that. Then you have the fish, and then as we come through, it looks like you've got a little bit of dynamite for some reason, and then you've got some other accessories in that back end of the box. On the inside of this, it has no artwork on the flaps with regards to pictures, but it does have a good bit of greenery. Now on the back of the box, it keeps going because there is a lot to see on the back of this. This actually tells you about share your ideas on the Ideas website, and it tells you how you gather support. You go to the Lego review, and then you've got the Lego new product, so it actually gives you the full rundown of where this came from. But up, we've got the shop, top left hand corner of the box, and then as we pan around, this has actually more pictures on the back. So you've got the nice photos that you can do with the boat rental. And then as we're coming around, again, you can see buying some bits and pieces for the fish. You've got some just generic artwork on the side, and then you've got the cat being fed with the cool little sort of poster window on that bit. And then again, you've got the cat about to chase off the seagull. So that cat's right little terror. But this one is very, very modular as well. So it is in 3 sections. On the left-hand side, the roof comes open, and also the back end opens up at the same time. So there is lots to see within this set. So in the comments below, let me know who you think takes the box artwork. Forget the actual scale, but which one do you think looks a little bit more attractive? Do we like this one for this amazing fishing store, or do we like this one for this very large Barracuda Bay? So that's round number 1 over and done with. Straight into round number 2, which of course is the instruction booklets. Now the LEGO Ideas never disappoint normally with their instruction booklets, just because there's so much detail normally on the inside of these, and they're very similar to the UCS instruction booklets. Now this one, it goes on to say about the Legoland Pirates and basically how it sets up what they did, how they went out for an adventure, but then it's up to you to carry on with the adventure. Now this is a massive thing at Legoland themselves, because this is mainly the themes to the log flume, and at Legoland Windsor they do have a huge pirate area, and they do use these characters as well. So you've got Captain Redbeard, Lady Anchor, you've got Starboard, and then you've got the Quartermaster Riggins. And of course these are based on some of the older Lego sets as well, so it was such a popular theme that it did make it into the Legoland. As we're coming over, you can see the cool little artwork just on the right hand side just here. Lots and lots of bits and pieces going on with this one. Then as we turn over, we get even more information. So this is obviously meeting the original designer, I would imagine. So I am Pablo, I live in Madrid. This is my Pirates of the Bay creation, and this is what it looked like originally. So you can see just how much it's changed with regards to the shape and the colour of the base plate. It's got a slightly smaller bottom, and it's a slightly well, it's a completely different shape because it's just on flat base plates, whereas this one actually kicks in and curves round, which we will be having a look at in a little bit. But you can see the detail on the inside is similar but also slightly different with regards to the candles. You've got the maps and everything on the inside of that. Then you've got the Redbeard Captain with the cannon and all the other little bits and pieces. And then you've got, as normal in these booklets, you've got a load of Q&A questions with regards to obviously the design and how it came about, but it carries on. So each one of the designers have had a good interview as well, and they're all dressed up in their pirates. So as we come through, he's a model designer at the Lego Group in Denmark, gives you a big read up and write up on this, and he carries on there. And then you've got some prototype images for the first one just there, and then prototype number 2, which they are all done in white. So which one out of the two do you think looks better? Do you prefer prototype number 1 or prototype number 2? They're very, very similar, obviously, but that one is, well, that one is what this is, there or thereabouts. That one's obviously completely different, because again, if you just look at the bases, that is the flat, and then that is almost what it turned out to be. And then prototype number 3 is in the colour, which again is getting closer to what we've got. And then as we come over to prototype number 4, we are almost there with that one. So lots to say, lots to do. And again, this is meeting Austin Williams, who is from Pennsylvania, USA, and he is the minifigure designer for the Lego Group. So he is the chap that designed all of these minifigures for this set. And then as we're coming over, it carries on. This is probably the most detailed Lego Ideas booklet I've seen so far. Big Captain Redbeard picture. You've then got all about the boat. You've got a write-up on each of the figures as well, so they all get their own little write-up and their own little bio. You've got the cool little thing with the cannons and obviously the skeleton as well, and then you've got more to do with the artwork on the minifigures that are included within this set, and it carries on to the first page. So that is 9, wait, until we hit page 10, it's 9 pages of information with regards to everything on that, and then we just start. So bag number 1, you have got the big base, you've got the figure, the boat. Bag number 2, you then create the next thing. Bag number 3, figure, you start to add in all the windows. 4, you add in the next tier. 5, you add in the shaft and the bits that go across the top. 6, you base of the island. 7, bit more. You can see just how big this thing is. Bag 8 is the front of the hull. Bag 9, you add the gold. 10, bit at the top. Then you've got 11, 12, 13 and 14, where it is all the back end of the ship in double layers. That's a very impressive thing. And then bag 15, you have a choice of having it like that or having it as the boat as well. Then we move on to the actual build. So that's obviously starting with bag number 1 that we've just seen. There is, if we come all the way to the end, on the back it's just got, do you like this Lego Ideas set, and then it gives you about product feedback. Then you have the new one and comparing it to potentially what it was based on being the original. That would have been Lego set number 6 to 185. That's the old school Lego box artwork, and I do like the fact that they have incorporated the yellow on this, just like they have on the older sets as well. Then we've got all the bricks and pieces count. Then we also have some more history of the Lego Ideas sets as well. So it's all about sharing your journey. And at this time, we had the Lego Friends, the Lego Dinosaurs, and the Space Station with the 3 sets that were out. So I'm hoping that back in the day for Lego set 18, the old fishing store would have had the same thing. Again, really nice artwork with regards to that boat sealing off, and then that is it all completely made up. Now there is a completely different way within this instruction manual when you get to a certain bag to then put it all together and how you do that. So it is very, very clever with regards to this set and how you then have to open up all of the canopy and all of the sails and everything like that just to turn it in from a diorama shipwreck into the boat itself. Now moving on, first thing, look at this difference in instruction booklets with regards to thickness. That is one very big chunky book, because obviously that set is a much bigger. Now we're on to this one now. So with this being Lego Ideas set number 18, obviously it's a much older set, but I don't think it shows whatsoever. So we've got Gone Building, and then on the bottom left hand side here you have got the fan designer, and then as we pan over to the right hand side you've then got the Lego designer as well, and then obviously you can see they both got a good write-up about both. And then as we go on, we literally just get straight into it. So the first 2 bags, you can see it's on a 32 by 32 base plate, and then 3, 4, 5 you add on the next level. Bag 6, bag 7, you are completely done. And again, that is another quick look at the minifigures that it comes with. So whereas this one has much more of a write-up, that's probably where from you can see how they've developed over the Lego Ideas sets, because you do get more and more with the newer booklets. So the original Lego Ideas sets, it'd been interesting to see even if they did an interview. Now again, on the back you've got the do you like this set, whereas this one, it is actually to do with the do you like this set as well. So they're thereabouts exactly the same. And then as we open it up, they are the sets that were out at the time. So I have never ever seen Adventure Time. If you've ever seen that one, then obviously please let me know. You've got the Yellow Submarine Beetles, and then you've got the Caterham as well. So that is Lego set number 14, 15, and I'm guessing that might be 13. I would imagine there's potential. And then as we come through, we've got all of the pieces, and then page 270 is the very last thing, and then you finish adding in the bits on step 113, page 269. So that's round number 2 done. On to round number 3, which is the sets themselves. Now we have got the little boat to start with, where you can fit a good amount of minifigures in. You've got the oar, it's nice and sturdy, and you can see that on the front there where it's been tending that it's been eaten by the shark. Now what we're about to see, you've got to take the pinch of salt, because we have changed this ever so slightly on the lives compared to what this actually is. The best thing you can do is compare it to the box artwork that we saw at the start as well. It's about 80-90% exactly the same, but the biggest things that we haven't done, we haven't actually added on these pieces just here, and there's 1 or 2 other bits that we didn't do just because we thought we wanted to make it more of a shipwreck rather than actually having the bits up there. But that was what was decided in one of the lives. I can change it back if you guys and girls think it should be done. But lots and lots of detail. You can see up in here, look, you've got a little prisoner who is now a complete skeleton. You've got some nice amount of foliage and leaves. You've got the parrot on there. You've got all the flowers. You've even got the coconuts and everything on the bottom. And then you can see down right at the bottom, you've got the treasure chest, which does have the gold in it, if I remember rightly. So if I put you down, I do believe it will have some bits and pieces in, if I can remember actually how to open this up. There we go. And then you've got the blocks of gold just on the inside, which is a really nice touch. Now, other bits and pieces on this, you have got the inn. So that is what was going to be used for our bar in the theme park. And then you've got the steps that come up and it comes onto the very top. So these little bits and pieces, for example, that's how it should be looking. And this should be resting on a slightly different bit, but we just wanted to cover the base with that, so it looks like that was in camouflage. So we've done it slightly different, but again, it is what it is. And then there is your door if you wanted to get the prisoner to come out and escape, or you can just put whoever you want in there. And again, for what we're using it for, we could put a CMF minifigure in there. Lots of detail on the inside of this as well. So you can see you've got the different beds, and then you also have the bottle and everything where they're having a drink of whatever it is they want to be having a drink of. off. It does come off if you want it to. You can pull the whole thing out. The top I don't think actually does come off, so you can only see the inside detail from there. So it is not completely modular, I do believe, but you can see different bits and pieces through the window. And then if we come to the front of this door and get this door open, you can see some other bits and pieces in there as well. Now actually, I think I might be talking nonsense. These pieces will come off. So if I can get these bits off, there we go. You can then see down on the inside, and it'll be the same thing for that one as well. So you have got your weapons, you've got the other room, so the beds are just to that side, which you've already seen. But you can see you've got the fire, you've got the envelope, and then you've got just where they'd be sitting down. You can just get some good minifigures in there if you wanted to, and then you can set up your pictures and everything like that. But that is again something that I have not done since this was built way back when. So this is probably one of the first times I've had a good look at this as we're going. Now the chunkier side of the two, a lot of people would prefer this side of the actual ship just because it looks like there is a lot of bits and pieces going on with it. It's a very, very tall, chunky thing. You can see you've got the seats and everything just at the top. You've got the candles, you've got the map. And then as we carry on panning around, you then got the really nice frontage of the ship just here. And then as we come through and round, you can see all of the other detail that you've got. All of the water and everything at the bottom. You've got little bits and pieces up in there. You've got the window, you've got the oar, because like I said, this does make up the actual main ship as well. Anchor is down on that bit. You've got some more bits and pieces for the trees, but you can get some nice minifigures or a good volume of minifigures on here and get some nice photos taken. And then you've got the little piggy there just having a bite to eat. And then through in that gap, you can see you've got a bucket, and then you have got the pitchforks, you've got another oar, you've got blade, you've got a brush, and then you also have another skeleton on the inside just in there. Now if you have got this, what did you prefer doing? Did you prefer building the boat, or did you end up making it up just like this? I don't actually think I've built up the boat, to be honest. Inside there you can see where you've got like the little eatery, you've got the fish just on the inside, you've got the beer, the drinks, all the other little bits and pieces, and then you can see you can get some nice photos just from that gap if you want to. And then if you open this door up, you can again get some photos from there on the chair, or that chair will just spin around if you wanted him to. And of course it is an open top as well, so you can get some nice detailed photos with that one. So moving on to the second set, there's a lot to see on this one as well. There might be one or two pieces missing because I have got cats. So for example, there's a bit just at the very, very top that has been knocked off, which is for this bit just there. And I think there might be one other bit on the side of the building, but apart from that, it is 100% complete, minus that which has fallen off the boat. Now, if we spin around first, you can see just how much detail is on this set. There's so much going on. It's a beautiful looking thing. You've got the boat rental just on the side, you've got the door on the side there, windows at the bottom open, the back opens, the roof comes off. We'll have a good look through all of these in a second, and then as we come all the way around, and we'll start to strip it apart, and then we'll just go from there. But you can just see just how much detail there is on this one as I pan it back. So if we were to take the top off, so that is part number one. Bit number two is then this bit, which we'll have a look at after, so you can see how much heights come off. Bit number three, again, it's the roof, so it's nice and fully modular. And then what we will do is we'll spin it around and start with the back end. So there's lots to see on the inside of this. You can open at the bottom flap, and then you can just get some nice photos from the bottom, or you can open it up from the top, and there is some nice little detail there with all the wood and everything like that as well. Remember, this is a much older Lego Ideas set, but it definitely is not showing its age whatsoever. I think this is one of my favorite sets, to be honest, as well. But there's lots and lots going on. So as we saw in the box artwork with regards to the other round, that would be the minifigures, which we will go back over right at the end. You got all the dynamite and all the other little bits and pieces in here, so you can pull all of this out. So this is all usable for photos if you want to. And then up on the wall, you have all sorts of little bits and pieces with regards to life aids. Up at the top just here, you got your different coloured flippers, you got your maps, you got your till, you got your money, you got your lamp, your light, you got your harpoon guns and everything on that side. And then you can see you got all of your different scuba diving gear with the two yellow tanks, and then you've got the grey tanks as well. And then even here, this is full of all sorts of different bits and pieces. Net, spanners, another big harpoon thing as well. Spider's web just at the bottom, and then you've even got really nice detail on the inside of that. But that is as simple as that, so that all closes up. Then onto the back, you've got all the different meters, you've got the water, You've got even more little bits and pieces going on with here, just with some more tools. Again, you can have some nice things going on in there with the minifigures. You can just see how all the colours and everything work really, really nicely with everything. And then again, having a quick look at the bottom. Lots of different bits and pieces you can do. Now, if we get that other minifigure off, because that was from a different set as well. You have got the lobsters, you've got the fish out on the front, and then you've got the front door just there if you want to, and you can have the minifigures carrying this up the stairs, doing whatever it is you want to do. You've got the tyres on the front as well. But if we move on, I've just knocked that off, there we go. As we move on and have a look down into this bit, there is a nice little office. So you can see you've got a nice set of tables, chairs, a lamp, and that sign says the Lego News, the greatest hero ever, and it's a little minifigure saving a cat, which is what we always like to see. Now, if you can see that, it does actually connect in and through into that bit, but you cannot pull that bit off. So that bit is not designed to come off, but you can stick your arm in and get a minifigure in there, and you can see just where that walkway kicks through into that gap just on there. Now, with regards to this piece, this is what the next tier is. So you climb up the ladders that are on the inside. You've got the really nice texture and everything just on the outside, and that's where your crab is, and then you can take some nice photos and see some stars and things with that. And then again, you can see the little bit of detail. You keep climbing up the ladder, so that is the bit where it goes on there, but it'll go the opposite way around, just like so. And then you will have this piece that then goes up on to the top, and that is how it all connects together. Now with the roof does move. It has got a hinge flap, so you can strain it out a little bit or curve it so it will fit exactly how it is you want to do it. So I think, as I'm doing it backwards now, it will just sit on like that. So I put you back on, it should just sit on there straight away. That is why on the inside here it's cut on the building, look, so you don't have all the pieces there, because the roof then sits, once it's in the middle like so, it will then cover those gaps, and you can just take a little bit of time to manipulate and get that in looking absolutely perfect. And then all the detail on the roof, look how shiny it is, and if you've got all of these lovely printed pieces in the different colors as well, so those planks of wood will obviously come in very, very handy for different bits and pieces. And then I've just moved the seagulls around and done some different bits and bobs with that. So this, I've got to put one seagull up there, and there should be another seagull to go on that bit just in there. So that's the two pieces that are missing from the outside, but like I said, it is a usable set all the time. The cat is somewhere, don't worry, it's not escaped. It's probably gone out playing with mine. But that is that set. I think this one is absolutely stunning. I'm not going to give you my personal preference to who you think has won. That's a box. That's still alive. So who has won this round, but I have got a much more personal preference to the one than the other. Now we'll put both sets side by side and we'll start to wrap up the video. This is what they look like side by side. Yes, there is actually supposed to be a piece here, but we actually took this off to create a corner in our Lord of the Rings set. I just haven't put that back on again. That bit is not missing, but it's just not attached. So that should be there as well. But you have got the different edges. So with this, for example, where it's the curve, you can pick and choose what angle you want to put these two sets together, and then you can just get them going whichever way you want. You can take up a huge amount of room like that if you wanted it to, or you can then spin it around and you can have them kissing forward, or you can bring it in on itself and then you sort of create a completely different shape just like that. And obviously that's what that looks like from the back. That is how we've tended to display it in the past, just where they are attached together that way, because it kind of takes up almost the least amount of space. The only thing is with this is that it has got very, very awkward shapes at the bottom, whereas the old fishing store would have been a 32 by 32. You know exactly what space it's going to take up. So again, if that comes on and the corner just like so, and then this one spun around, you can have that one in just like that, or you can have it bouncing off and that can then kick in and come in. So you can keep messing around with it and make huge different displays with this one. So this, you can pick and choose how you want to display it. You've got multiple options with that. So again, if I can spin this round, and if it will fit, which it will do, so that's the third way, you can just have it like that, and then that is now super close together. But again, it's not like it is on the box. So the box, they have it one way, I've got the steps out on this way. So you choose however you want to do it. You can get some nice photos with it just from the front, and then bringing this one into play, you can just see the size difference between the two, but I think they both work very well. Obviously this would go a lot better with the lighthouse, but it was the two closest sets that I've got together that are water related and Lego ideas at the time. But guys, that is it. I am done. Let us know in the comments below who wins what. Don't forget to add in the fourth round, which will be the minifigures as well, which we saw at the very start. Either do it as a 1 versus 1 of each single round, or just rank it out of the 4 different rounds. Let us know what your favourite set is overall. If you could only buy one or backtrack one of these sets, which set would it be? Do you have a personal preference? Obviously, they're both completely different, but they both are very, very good at the same time. And they do work well together as well. But let us know in the comments below, guys, all of your thoughts. Hopefully you've enjoyed this very rough, random and raw comparison. I know the sets aren't in the best of condition at the moment, but it is what it is. But if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da.